Well, it happened again, as what usually happens when I take way too long with series. Another update has come out, and we got a new area called Bat Country. Yeah, that place that you can't stop. So all you need to do is get to level 80 in the Mad Forest, and this was the perfect opportunity to take out Gainsboroughs, the character that gains experience faster than anything else. Plus 2% per each level, so right now I'm getting 221% growth. Yep, made this one, I'm not going to say easy, because I purposely tried to, stick to some kind of weird builds this time, going for the birds, and then trying for the guns, but I couldn't get the second one to appear, and stuff like using the pentagram is not always the most consistent thing. Likes to sometimes delete chests as much as it does enemies, but was still able to accomplish it no problem at all. So here, kind of just finishing up this run right now. In fact, I think I could probably just end it, but hey, I haven't seen this character before, might as well kind of just at least see one run get finished, right? Yeah, the other thing is that the character starts out with one of the evolved weapons, which I think is the evolved form of the Scythe, which, while decent, is still... It's got that same issue as a lot of weapons that exist in this game, which is, they might be too small to deal with the gigantic hordes of enemies that you come up against. Stuff like the knife, for example, only fires in one direction, and in that one direction it does pretty good damage, but still only one direction. And you know what, here, since I've already pretty much accomplished the actual goal right now, let's go start taking the, wacky cursed stuff. Get a couple golden eggs for Gainsborough here, even though, I don't know, there's still so many more characters and everything to unlock that I have my doubts that I'm gonna have a chance to do another run with him. Hey, that's nice, but not gonna actually affect, say, the gigantic mini bosses that I have just summoned right now. That's fine though, not really a big deal at all, because like I said, even if I die here, I have already pretty much accomplished what I need to. All right, this is always a good test of, hey, how good is this build actually, though? Can I take out the super item mini bosses, or am I just going to be running into enemies trying to escape them alone so much that I'll die before that happens? We'll see. And one of the things I did purposely take was the Attractor, because, well, I want to make sure that I got all the experience pellets, even if I need to be a little bit more defensive in how I was playing the game. Didn't quite happen, but is clearly starting to happen now. And I did also take, over in the Randomazzo, the revive card, so I have a bunch of revives right now. The only thing is that, well, didn't get the, second gun. It just would not appear. I was even about to start banishing things, but then I'm like, I'm just gonna take the pentagram and leave it at that. Of which you can see, it's like the pentagram does give you extra experience and everything. So if you're trying to go for an experience-based run, which is kinda like, I don't know. The idea is I need to get to level 80. It's not like, well, it's really hard to get to level 80 when you're only playing a stage for a half hour or something. No, I don't know. It's a theme. A theme. I like to do themed things around on this channel. You understand? Sometimes in an ill-advised fashion. For example, when I only wanted to play as a single character in Risk of Rain 2. Or when I started out Tunic recently and then played it Pacifist for the first episode for some reason. I don't know. It's just I saw the opportunity present itself. In fact, I'm already eyeing another one coming up with a series I'm about to do here, where I saw an achievement. It's like, oh, use bad weapon, and I'm like, I could probably beat this game with bad weapon, and I'm seriously considering doing it. I mean, hell, even right now, I'm not purposely taking the really overpowered stuff, the greatest jubilees, the what is the sword Queen Sigma uses. And it just, there's a bunch of items like that are just unquestionably better. Oh, whoops. Unquestionably better than, a lot of the basic things that you start out with. Okay, well, things are starting to look kind of bad. How many revives do I have right now? I still have 4 revives, so, I did take both the both the item that gives you revives and the card that gives you revives on top of the ones that I just, on top of the extra one that I also normally have for the basic upgrades. Yeah, so the DPS is not great. Clearly the thing that has been carrying me is the pentagram. I think it's become only too obvious right now. Whatever. It's fine. Like I said, I've already accomplished what I need to. Yeah, a lot of the unlockable characters do have some sort of gimmick of that sort, where it's like they do something. They get like some sort of big bonus. Ones like, you know, area, for example, very obvious. But ones like growth, when I originally saw games where I was like, wait, what was growth again? Is growth the one that I want? Because I was thinking, it's like, well, maybe they didn't want you to do stuff with, like, experience, because that might be a little bit hard to balance a game, but this is Vampire Survivors. What sort of game balance am I even talking about? the sort of characters that I can take out on a usual run, whether through golden eggs or just, like, their innate abilities, like Queen Sigma, are absurd. She starts with like 60 or something, the re-rolls and vanishes and everything. You can literally just create whatever run you want to with a character like that. Because, you know, she's the one you get at the end of the game. That's after you get 100% unlock until they do DLC, and then continue to add content. Well. Bat Country. I think I've got a good idea of what's going to be in there. Although, then again, this is called Vampire Survivors. Maybe that sort of assumption is just entirely and completely incorrect. Because, you know, I'm going to die by having the mini-bosses come up to me. I got too many screens right now. I don't even think I'm going to take out the mini-bosses. Well, that's too bad. I mean, it's like, it's not that bad. Yeah, pentagram. It's a useful item. It's just, boy, does it take a long time to really get going, you know? Yeah, but when it does, and when you can get like the improved version of it, the synergy and everything, like it gets you a lot. Although it might not take out the really tough enemies, it takes out almost everything else. I mean, how often do you see boss enemies in this game anyway? It's not really a thing that comes up too much. Yeah, the one type of enemy that I don't think really shows up, or the one type of like bonus character that could, and just go random always at this point then. Yeah, look at those levels fly. Okay. That is what I was looking for. But anyway. Yeah, it's like, I think like the one thing that doesn't have a character associated with it is like the amount. Maybe that still does. Maybe there's some characters that I'm just not really thinking of. Wow. That was like 20 levels right there. It's too bad I'm about to end here. Because like, yeah, no, this is not endless mode or anything. Yeah, you don't have to go through the entire animation when your chest is just giving you money now. Which I appreciate. Alright. And then I think next thing... Now there are just hearts dropping on the ground. What's up with that? What are those doing? But anyway, I was saying that, yeah. And then in the next area, I'm thinking I'm going to take out the character that I unlocked previously. Because this was just supposed to be like a little short start, and I honestly didn't even expect to survive this long. The fact that I died a couple times already, I think is... And there we go. I think shows pretty well that... No. Just... Okay, now you can actually just cash in the revives. All right, back country. Yeah, that was just a short thing, so let's see. Recovery also multiplies all healing sources. Overhealing slightly increases max health. Healing related things. I mean, you know, there is an item, just alone, the heart, that of course allows you to get, it just heals you over time. If you just stay at max health. It's something to think about. Where is... Yeah, we can't stop here. I knew it. I knew you. I made that exact reference. Now what? Now look at where we're at right now. Okay, let's just go with the regular mode and then... enemies grow stronger over time. I mean, isn't that like just a normal thing in like every level? I mean, I guess not. Whatever. Bats. Let's go. What is this? Wait. I just got like a very quick preview of what the background looks like, which is to say Sonic. What? Okay. Well, is there anything specific that synergizes with this that one of these cards want to tell me about? Oh, this one. Healing is doubled. Yeah. I mean, it seems about like a good one to get, right? Oh, this attack's weird. Also, I noticed the bats just jumping out of the ground as if they're like Cheep Cheeps from Mario. I'm just trying to see. It's like, give me wings right now, I guess. Yeah, sorry about the healing, I think might actually be like a little bit too powerful here. Oh, come on, just give me something good. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what I was looking at. But then again, these things are going to start to get a lot more powerful over time. I don't think that the basic doing one hit point as I'm healing here is going to really compare to the sort of enemies I'll be facing later. Weird character. Anyway, looking at anything of interest? Not really. I mean, it's just the usual stuff. What a weird looking background. Anyway, anything else we're looking at here? It does show that there are apparently 2 different relics at this point in time. So, do I like take damage or something when I'm out in the red? Because there's just red here. I thought that this was going to turn into a platformer or something, given these sort of like weird gimmicks that they happen to be going for at this point in time. What is this? I mean, they're hurting. It's hurting me, evidently. But I don't know. All right, then. Nah. What else you got? You know, Whip I'll take, because Whip, of course, does also have a healing synergy with it, too. This is a character that, gains power from healing. I mean, usually, anytime you have anything in Vampire Survivors, it's a pretty safe bet that if you can, just focus on accentuating the positives. Whatever they can do, try to have them doing it better, right? And then usually I just kind of plan builds based around that. Like, for example, Gainsborough's there. His ability to gains stuff. Reroll that again. I want to get something else. I'll just take the Attractor. It's just nice to have. I know it's not really going to be up my DPS an awful lot, but But yeah, Gainsborough's did stuff that got more experience. And it took a while. It did take some time, but I did, what are these things? I don't know what the gimmick is here. I'm betting that if I just... I don't know. No, it did explode. Oh, it exploded into stuff. Exploded into a turkey there. All right, so... This is weird. I mean, yeah, obviously there's bats here, but like it doesn't seem to be a particularly bat-themed area. It seems to be like sort of a Sonic and abstract shapes themed area. Weird. Anyway. Like I said, also got some relics in here. They do not appear on the map, which, normally they do. Kind of allows you to figure out where you're trying to go. However, it's not right now. Okay, well, I'm looking for the heart so I can get like some healing. How exactly does the silver wand work again? It's like it seems to obviously shoot out projectiles, and I guess when it kills it... Oh. Okay, now this is like... Okay, now this is specifically like... All right. Bringing back the Sonic references again. This seems to be more or less specifically like the... We're talking Sonic 1, the one where you had the kind of... It was not really like pinball, but it was sort of like pinball. And whenever Sonic would hit the things, they would change color and eventually break. You know, it's not the most memorable of the special stages that exist in the Sonic games, but base damage up, effects less. Okay, so length and the length for this one seems to be the best. I mean, I was gonna say length and damage, but damage works the best with everything. Are they trying to create like some sort of Sonic area? Is what I'm trying to say. Anyway. And more movement speed. Movement speed means more ability to run away. But you know. Also, it makes me wonder if I had some sort of glitch happen, what with the background here, because I can imagine that the background is probably not supposed to look like this. Oh no, this is Vampire Survivors. There's no rules here. It's just a bunch of nonsense that happens. Alright. The specific relics, though. I mean, taking a look at the patch notes or something, it did seem to imply that the relics would require something special to be done. I don't know. I mean, overall, the fact that it said that the enemies get stronger over time. It does not seem to be the case, if you're to ask me. Not quite sure. Still, though, at least maybe just going off of how the character's working here, I can see kind of how you would end up, you know, making a build. There's got the Amari. Nah, what else got here? But at the same time, though, a lot of the stuff I'm looking for is just not appearing. I guess that's the issue with having just this amount of characters and like items unlocked. Hey, I thought I would be seeing those. The characters that you get for unlocking, what is it? Missing? No. You have to kind of go in one direction for a really long time. They turn into eventually enemies turn into these like eyeball super bats, which are just more or less regular bats, but you know. I mean, they're more or less regular enemies because this is Vampire Survivors. This is not like a particularly complicated set of enemies that exist in this game. But they're tougher. Okay, so that's one time that you can see these things outside of unlocking that character. Now, how about that? I think it's starting to, like, drop hearts now. When did that become a thing? No, here, you know, just keep going with... I guess I'm just going with a single weapon build type of thing right now. Might have to go look at the achievements to see if there is anything specific I need to do aside from, I'm sure. What do you got? Aside from, I'm sure, getting a little bit better. I mean, it probably wouldn't be worse. What else you got, though? I don't think that will take relics to me. You know what? Let's go. Give me the wacky stuff. Right, but as it is, it's like, yeah, the bats are not particularly difficult. They're bats. They remain bats. I mean, some bats are more tougher than others, but not that much more. Oh yeah, hearts. Why are there hearts dropping? I'm just noticing, it's like, what are these hearts? And what do they mean? And how do they work? What can I do with them? How can I exploit them for my own gain? The answer is, I don't know. All right, let's get the powerful bats in here. They're really not particularly powerful now, are they? Well, anyway, regardless. Weird gimmicky type of stuff here. It's interesting. It's weird. Anyway. All right. Trapdoor bop sounds good. Pretty much always what I'm looking for. And then as it is, it's like somehow I get the feeling that I'm not going to have too hard of a time beating this particular area. I don't know if it was a 15-minute or 30-minute one. Okay, now this is interesting. Okay. Now that is literally the background for... That is literally the background for collect blue spheres from Sonic 3. I do not understand. What does this have to do with bats? This seems like something that they made in like 10 minutes or something, and I'm just like, oh, let's put it in the game. Yeah, it'll be fun. Oh, that actually does quite a bit of damage. I should probably be careful. Trying to walk through the exploding squares. I don't know what you'd even call this. Whatever, it doesn't matter. As it is, they also give you a lot of... They also give you a lot of healing items, so works for me. And you can see exactly how the healing works right now. Sure. Alright, just kind of be a little bit cautious. I mean, I suppose the idea here is that it's supposed to be a maze, but at the same time, too, ooh, candy box. What do I want from the candy box, though? I don't want anything really wacky. Yeah, no, I haven't really used the sword yet. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's like when you actually just take away the background, this looks very silly. Has anything... I mean, there's a lot of turkeys that have appeared here. Yeah, collect blue spheres. I'm going to be playing Sonic Mania soon enough. There we go. Wow, that took so long to get. I'm going to be playing Sonic Mania soon enough, and I know that that is a big thing in that game. Well, it's a big thing if you let it be a big thing. It's not necessarily intended to be a huge thing, a huge part of the game, but you can pretty much do that constantly. You know, going into Sonic lore a little bit. That's right. If we're doing a Sonic level, we're going to talk Sonic lore. Sit back down. Don't you click off this video. Anyway. Yeah, you know, speaking of like special stages and everything in Sonic, everybody always really likes, you know, Sonic 2. And I guess it's sort of the pseudo 3D that everybody really fell in love with. Because, of course, we're talking back in the Genesis days. There wasn't a whole ton of that sort of thing. Trying to get, like, the Mode 7 working on the Super Nintendo and everything was really... That was, of course, a very... Oh, something... That was, of course, something that was used an awful lot. Did it work particularly well? To a certain extent. Can I just, like, walk in here and just start... There we go. Apoplexy. With a charm power. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't know what that means, but I guess I'm gonna go see. I'll go see what that is. What do you got? Hey, Festive Winds Evolved Silverwind weakens enemies' defenses, and it is a Pomerola. Okay, well, yeah. So you know, you take that makes sense. I mean, I was wondering what it was going to be, since there's not really a whole lot of. There's seems like it's mostly main item attacking things in here. Not so much second item attacking, so... Yeah, that works out well for me. Yeah, here we go. Actually does tell you, but it doesn't tell you what the Night Sword requires to evolve. Probably Tirona's box. It says it's a cursed sword. Yeah. Anyway, I was saying, special stages. Yeah, special stages. Everybody loves a special stage from Sonic 2. I mean, I do think... I always do like, you know, collect blue spheres. And overall, it's just... I'd like it if they did different stuff. Because I remember back in, like, the Sonic Advance series that it was a very, very similar sort of thing. Which, of course, you know, those were, for a very long time, like, the sort of inheritor to the 2D Sonic games. And they were decent. They weren't really like my favorite or anything. A lot of bottomless pits, I remember, like when I was playing through that. But it's like I just remember the special stages for that game, very reminiscent of Sonic 2 and very, very, very difficult and annoying. Although I suppose the second one didn't that have you being chased for some reason by Zero? The robot from Amy's storyline in Sonic Adventure? I think it was, and that was like, what a, you know, given that Sonic never even met Zero, did he? No, I think it was only Amy. That was like a weird decision. Anyway, you got anything else of interest that I might be able to get with these? Well, this Game Killer again. But no, we're not doing that. I gotta go. Is this? No. I don't really have too much. I mean, I can take, like, Mad Groove, but there's nothing much in this level. Game plus amount, sure. As you can see, having that seems to really make it so that the items are just kind of like... Well, the wand things are just kind of like constantly flying around me, which works for me. Night Sword also has a retaliatory sort of attack. Still want to look for Torona's Box. Torona's Box, I think, is going to be the thing that gives me the upgrade that I am looking for. As it is, though, we have currently hit this stage again. Here, I want to check. What was the bonus stage in Sonic Advance 3? Because the Sonic Advance 1, it was like that was one where you were doing with the free falling thing, very Sonic 2. And then, Victory Sword, of course, also does a retaliatory sort of thing. Not quite what I'm looking for, though. Might start taking out Banishment at this point in time. But, yes. There's also armor. Maybe I do want to take... I'll keep this for right now. I mean, it's aside from that, what else could... Actually, you know, I'm thinking... Night Sword, it does say that it's cursed and everything. That feels like the big hint for what I should actually be looking for. So this also steals hearts? I am getting hearts now? Does that mean that it becomes more powerful or something? I don't know. I'm going to pay attention for when it gets to max level. By the way, I totally forgot what I was about to do. I sort of got very distracted there, so I hope it wasn't important. I think it was something Sonic related. In other words, completely and extremely important. But, you know. I have to live without it for right now. There are a lot of bats in this country. I will admit that. Still, it's a very bizarre sort of level. Okay, I was thinking that this was just going to be at max level, be like, you know, hey, 100% more curse now or something like that. You know, the usual. Didn't actually do that, as it turns out. Somehow I still also haven't gotten the empty heart to get the healing thing that I was looking for. There we are. Not bad, not bad. I mean, the fact that I do get, of course, so many of the various candlestick items, just kind of breaking all of these things, makes it seem pretty simple to like get some of the rosaries that are able to kill everything in the first place. Well, anyway, as it is, I can't believe the luck that I am having when trying to find this. Like, there are 2 items here that I want, and none of them are showing up. Well, at least Wicked Season, as much as it's a very silly sort of item, is pretty useful to like get you leveled and, you know, everything. Luck. Leveled. It's mostly leveled. To be honest, I'm not really looking for more money right now or anything. Also gets more enemies closer to you, which is sort of something that I was looking for. Yeah, healing seems to be pretty big right now. You can see even with the enemies attacking me full force, I am just healing up through it, no issue at all. Good. That's what I was hoping for. So the bats are starting to get a little bit more powerful, but I mean, maybe it's just, you know, overpowered DLC character sort of thing right now. Hard to say. As it is, though, it's going well. I'll say it. I don't think this is going to be a real nail biter like it was in the last episode here. No. I think I'm going to do just fine. That said, that still doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be true. Some pretty massive healing does do a lot of good, though. Oh, wow, just look at those things fly right in here, literally, because they're bats. The one mammal that can fly. Anyway. Okay, well, yeah, I guess, still, though, I don't know if there's anything... there were 2 different... Okay. So it seems like after a certain amount of time that the... Seems like after a certain amount of time that the relics spawn, and there were 2. So I guess I gotta wait a while till the next one. Hey, finally! What took you so long? So I gotta wait a little while till the next one gets in here, right? And we're back on the blue sphere. slowly but surely taking them. I was wondering when the more powerful bats were going to start appearing. I mean, obviously we saw like the ridiculous eyeball bats, but it's not quite the same thing. Healing! Maybe I should just threw this one on inverted, but then again, you know, you always want to do like the regular version of it first, right? Well, that is fine. Yeah, Sourbind of Healing. I didn't think that it was good. Sometimes, I think it's rare that you get like a truly overpowered sort of card, but I guess it does happen, doesn't it? With certain combinations, it's just ludicrous. Usually it's just something you take for Mad Groove, right? Oh, look in the background. Because Mad Groove is really good and allows you to, you know, get and not have to wander all around the entire map to get every one of the items. Because it really does require a lot of wandering otherwise. Alright, hey, a duplicator, which is pretty nice, but not what I'm looking for. I mean, I always do like the duplicator. I think I overvalue it quite a bit. Because although, yeah, you know, hey, get extra, you know? Yeah, I did want that. Was there? I mean, if I actually get the other whip then too, that'd be great. But yeah, this should make it even easier because I'm healing even more now. Took quite some time, but made it here. All right, still looking for Torrona's box. If it wants to show up at any point in time, I'd love that. Okay, so this is a 30-minute. This is a 30-minute level. I still think I'm doing just fine. Feeling peach keen. Oh my god. But hey, I can, with the amount of healing that I get right now, I can just kind of walk through this, no problem at all. Haha, take that, game design. I have no respect for you. All right, I'm going to start banishing things. Get out of here. You think for even a second that I'm not just... Well, you gave me the healing-based character, to be fair. Once again, we're going to start banishing stuff. Get out of here, Fire Wand. I don't even got the stuff for you. It's like getting like 1,000... with the old... Okay, it's like getting like 100 of the light sources per second. It's kind of ridiculous. Probably also getting, you know, I'm not even seeing it, of course, but probably also getting a lot of extra luck doing this too. That's kind of how this entire thing works. Jeez. Still though, if I didn't have such a high heal based, sort of build, this would not work nearly as well, of course. I'm still gonna just continuously banish stuff until I'm able to get Torrona's box. Come on. I don't think there's any sort of special requirement here for Torrona's box. Sorry, Gaudi Amari. I love having the cat background. It's not gonna happen though. Okay. Good amount of money. But I mean, I have better ways to get money than this. Of course. I think it goes without saying. I'm just gonna keep... Sorry, I don't want to banish the birds, of course, but like, what other choice do I have? It's all I can do. Well, anyway. All right. Between the background and the bats here, kind of like moving around an awful lot. Boy, this is one... Well, this is Vampire Survivors. What am I even talking about? That's just how it goes. Good old bats in video games. You'll never get away from them. Yeah. This time it's only 2 literally. I suppose if I just pick up one more thing for an attacking item, then I can kind of, you know, get that whole sort of thing sorted out, get rid of a whole bunch of the potential things that could appear right now. But at the same time, it's like, oh, no, I got something else. Oh, it's another one. Chaos Malachite. Okay. Allows Mutasha to morph when reaching level 80. What does that mean? I mean, 1, what? 2, what? I guess I'm going to have to go take out Mortaccio next time. Don't think I have any other choice here. Yeah. That was another one that I had yet to get. Oh, everything else, though. It is so... Everything else gets upgraded because I'm just waiting on that one last thing. What do I even want for the last thing? Well, actually, no. I still do have the... there's still one thing. Yeah, let's skip it. I don't want to skip, though. Skipping seems like a bad idea. It's like, it's just kind of... Well, no, it does give you a pretty big amount of experience to the next level, which is sort of the point. What does it mean that Mortaccio can evolve? Well, that'd be fun. Also, it would work with Tarona's box. Sure, whatever. There, now I got rid of all the attacking items. Very, like, Windows 98 background going on here. Some good stuff. The gradient is what I'm saying. But, oh, yeah, and here we go. It's happening. We're getting in here. We're getting the eyeball bats. They're happening. Come on, just give me Tarona's box. Got 10 minutes left here. Oh my god. Ugh. Well, anyway, Indy's absolutely and completely refusing to give this to me. There we go, finally. Wow. Why were you so adamant about that video game? All right, well, got 10 minutes left, I think. Unless this is one that is like 20 minutes? I don't think there's been a level that's 20 minutes, but we'll see. Feels like the sort of thing. This feels like I'm doing it right. I don't know, though. This feels like the right choice here, as the eyeball bats close in ever closer. And I mean, by ever closer, I mean they're like bumping into me with their giant eyeballs, which causes me damage because it's gross. All right. Oh, slowly. There is a good oh, it is only 20 minutes. How about that? Tried my best. I didn't mean to do that. No, okay. And I cashed it in for a pathetic amount of money. Oh, and it doesn't even matter. All right, charm power up and Anima of Mortaccio. Okay. And survive 15 minutes and evolve. Okay, so I do have another character now. Let's see real quick what exactly their thing is. Stronger and invincible for a fixed interval after defeating a large amount of enemies. Wow, in Vampire Survivors, how would you be able to do that? Okay. But anyway, let me just see here real quick. Charm. Increase enemy spawn quantity. Oh, I mean, let's just do it then. This is a good idea, and I do not regret it. Whatever. It'll probably be fine, right?